Imagine losing thousands of dollars, money you deserve, just because you made one simple mistake after your car crash. Don't let this happen to you. Today, I'm revealing the top 5 mistakes that could ruin your personal injury claim. And if you stick around to the end, I will reveal mistake number 6. Hi, I'm Marc Lopez, personal injury attorney here in the great state of Indiana. People call this office all the time after doing all sorts of crazy things that diminish the value of their case, whether it's a car crash, dog bite, slip and fall. The same mistakes I see over and over again. So let's jump right in. Mistake number 1, delaying medical treatment. There are all sorts of red flags that insurance companies look for when they're dealing with a car crash, dog bite, slip and fall. But the biggest red flag of all is if there's a delay in treatment from the incident. And so what's a delay? It could be lots of things, but I do know there are lots of law firms here in Indianapolis, across the country, that if a person does not get treatment within 14 days of the car crash, dog bite, slip and fall, whatever, then those law firms will not handle the case because it's going to be such an uphill battle. So if you're in a car crash, dog bite, slip and fall, it doesn't matter. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the loved ones. You owe it to the people that depend on you, whether it's your spouse, kids, family, whatever, even your mom, great grandma, whatever. You owe it to them to at least reach out to your primary care physician. Send the message. I can email my primary care physician through the MyChart app. Hey, I was in a car crash. I want to let you know what's going on. I'm a little banged up, but I'll let you know if I need to come see you. Just send something. If you are banged up at the scene of the crash, whatever, go by ambulance. If you're watching this video, it's likely the crash has already happened. Maybe you can't go by ambulance at this point. That's fine. If you're still feeling terrible, go to the ER. If you're feeling bad but not like miserable, not an emergency, go to urgent care. But you want to get an appointment as soon as possible. And if you are in a car crash and you call your primary care physician and they say, yeah, come on in, we can see you next month. No. That's going to make more problems. Go to urgent care, get checked out. If you are feeling banged up, do not wait a month, 2 weeks, even a week to see your primary care physician. That's why we have urgent care. And if it's an emergency, go to the emergency room. But getting treatment, at least seeing the doctor shortly after the incident that caused the injury, is so important. And that is the biggest mistake that we see when people just delay treatment. Oh, it happened a month ago and I'm finally getting around to going to the doctor. It's not too late, but it's too late for lots of law firms. And it's going to create a lot of problems in getting a settlement, or even if we have to go to trial on the case. So if you're in an accident, get checked out. Mistake number 2, giving a recorded statement to the opposing party's insurance company. Now, your own insurance company, you have to cooperate with them. You have to give a statement. I'm talking about the opposing insurance company's representative. Now, they want to get a recorded statement as soon as possible because they want to try to box you in. They want to try to get you to make some admissions that could hurt you down the road. What am I talking about? Well, let's talk about this. Hi, I'm so-and-so insurance company. I just want to talk to you, Mark. You've had some back problems in the past, right? Oh, yeah, you've had some leg pain in the past, right? Oh, you're not too banged up? Tell me more. Okay, you went to work the next day? They're trying to get things to minimize future claims for pain and suffering. And when they're not doing that, they're going to try to make you make some admissions on some other stuff. Well, Mark, it seems like everyone could have been driving a little bit better. Don't you agree? If you agree to that statement, then you agreed you weren't driving the best you could. Money's going to go down. Oh, hey, Mark, it was raining out. Maybe you could have been going a little bit slower. If you say yes, well, then you admit that you are a little bit fault at the accident. Well, hey, Mark, it seems like maybe you were in a rush. Were you running late to work? These are all traps. They're trying to limit their exposure in the injury case to give you the smallest settlement possible. And the trickiest part is many of these insurance adjusters, they have received training to make it appear as though they are your friend, that they're a caring voice. They're going to call you every day. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Sometimes they'll try to help you with the property damage to try to build a little bit of trust. And you want to have them deal with the property damage. You want to get it done as soon as possible, but they are not your friends. Their only goal, their bonus, their end of the year review is based on how little they pay you. Don't ever believe, even for a minute, they're your friend, because they're not. Mistake number 3, and it's a little bit related to mistake number 1, not following doctor's orders. This one is brutal. People will go to their primary care physician. They'll go to the physical therapist. They'll go to the chiropractor. And then those doctors will say, I need you to do some exercises at home. I need to see you again in 2 weeks. I need to see you next week. I got to see you later today. And people blow off appointments, or they miss appointments, or they only attend appointments sporadically. Now, in Indiana and in many states, your only responsibility is to get better if you're the victim of a car crash, dog bite, slip, and fall. Literally, you have a duty to try to get better. The only way you can do that is to mitigate your damages by getting medical treatment. So when you miss an appointment, you don't follow through with what they tell you to do, the value of your case goes down. It starts plummeting like a roller coaster. So you need to follow doctor's orders. A doctor tells you come back in 2 weeks. Come back in 2 weeks. Doctor tells you do these exercises at home. Do the exercises at home. If a doctor tells you to go physical therapy, go to physical therapy. Now, I recognize people are in car crashes or slip and falls, dog bites. Life continues on, and you have to deal with your life in addition to being injured. And so it's normal to have to maybe reschedule. It's normal to have to maybe alter or call ahead and, hey, we have to reschedule this. We have to do something different. That's normal and expected, but you can't just no show. You can't just disregard because, again, claim goes down. And we don't want it to go down. We want it to go up, up, not down. Down's bad, up. Okay, mistake number 4, misrepresenting or exaggerating injuries. I'll tell you what, we've done lots of jury trials on car crash, slip and falls, dog bites, all these things. The juries want people that are trying. They want to see people that are trying to get better. They want to see people that are working towards improving their situation. And so, if you go to the doctor and they say a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, and you say it's a 10, but you walked into that doctor's office, how can it be the worst possible if you're walking on your own? Don't exaggerate. If it's a 6, say it's a 6. Tell them it's always there. It's a present. It's always there, but I have to press on. But don't be saying your pain's 10 out of 10 every time you go to the doctor, especially if you're not in a wheelchair or you're not in a hospital. If you have a broken bone, yeah, okay, I get it. It's 10 out of 10. But if you are moving on your own volition, if you're not being carried in by somebody else, it's very unlikely your pain is a 10 out of 10. At least not for a prolonged period of time, because a 10 out of 10 pain scale for a prolonged period of time would drive somebody crazy. Don't exaggerate. They will use that against you at trial. They'll use that against you negotiating. And when people exaggerate or they misrepresent their injuries, the value of their case goes down. Again, we don't want the case to go down. We want the value to go up. So keep that in mind. Mistake number 5, accepting a lowball settlement amount early on in the case. Now, this one drives me nuts because it's one that people call me about and they're crying on the phone all the time. Mark, I took $5,000 a couple of days after my accident, but I need a lot more medical treatment. I'm in a lot of pain. I want to reopen the case. If you've signed a dotted line, you're going to likely be screwed and not be able to get additional compensation, pain, and suffering. And it's horrible. And insurance companies love to do this because if they throw $5,000 at the case, they know that the most they're going to pay for pain and suffering is $5,000. Now, sometimes insurance companies will try to sweeten the pot and say, hey, listen, we'll keep paying for medical treatment as long as it's related. Just take this $5,000. That means that we know you're not jerking us around, right? They try to put the ball in your court. They try to make it seem like if you don't take the $5,000, $10,000, whatever, then you're being greedy or you're one of the problem. No, don't fall for that. They're trying to limit their exposure. Again, their number one job is to pay a small amount of the money possible for the case. So we have people getting car crashes. Within 2 weeks, insurance company giving them $5,000. I will keep paying for your treatment. But then a month later, they're fighting you on the treatment. Come on, man, you had a bad back before. We can't be expected to be paying for the treatment forever. Hey, listen, man, the last 10 people I helped got better in 3 visits to the chiropractor. You're on visit 10. This is unreal. They're going to fight you on all this, and it's going to be miserable. Don't be one of the people that end up trying to call me to reopen the case because it's not going to happen. Now, if you've watched to this far, I'm going to give you an extra mistake people make all the time. And this is what I consider the most serious. Failing to seek professional representation. Now, if you were in a car crash and you go to one doctor visit, one follow-up, you probably don't need an attorney. But the reality is, if you are injured, if you suffered time off work, if you have multiple doctor's visits, if your bills are more than $5,000, you owe it to yourself to call an experienced injury attorney. Because number one, experienced injury attorney is going to maximize the amount of money in your pocket. That's just the bottom line. There are rules that exist. We get to negotiate liens. We get a cut on liens. What's a lien? I've got other videos for that. But other people, other entities want a portion of your injury settlement, and they're actually entitled by law. An attorney can help you figure out what that is. Because if you take a $10,000 settlement, but you owe 15, well, guess what? That's going to be problematic. You're not going to get any money in your pocket. And the insurance companies don't have to tell you. They don't have to be upfront with you about what's going on. people get taken advantage of all the time. So a professional attorney who does these cases day in and day out is going to help you achieve, number one, the most fair and best settlement. If you can't get a settlement, tell you your chance at trial. Number two, figure out what you actually are going to have in your pocket. Because again, it's very unlikely if you get a $10,000 settlement or $20,000 settlement, that's going to all go in your pocket. Other entities want to get paid back. An attorney can help negotiate those. An attorney can help you figure out what's fair, what's not fair. A licensed professional injury attorney will help maximize your recovery by getting the most evidence possible. You know, when you go to the emergency room, there's typically 3 bills, not just one. There's the imaging, there's the ER physician's bill, those are the doctors, and there's the actual hospital bill. We're going to get everything possible to increase the value of the case. And the reason why we are so good at that, increasing the value of the case, is because we get paid on contingency. You don't pay us up front. We only get paid on what we're able to get for you. We get a portion of that called contingency fee. So a professional literally puts money in the injured person's pocket by doing the best job possible. Not getting a professional attorney when somebody is injured is one of the biggest mistakes we see, and it's miserable. I feel so bad for people that call me weeks, months, even a year later. Hey, I settled this on my own, but I want to get back in because I didn't get enough. I'm hurt more than I thought. Don't do that to yourself. Giving you 6 mistakes people make after a car crash. If you have any comments, leave them below. Feel free to give us a call. We'll talk about injury law all day. Here at the Marc Lopez Law Firm, we recognize that when people are hurt in a car crash, slip and fall, dog bite, whatever, life continues on. And dealing with these cases leads to a lot of frustration. Allow the Marc Lopez Law Firm to turn that frustration into compensation. Give us a call today, 317-632-3642.